we've raced at the courses at the Grand Avenue Nordic Center in Duluth a ton in the past. We have a relatively new squad with over half of our student athletes being first year this year. So it will be a new venue for a lot of them, which I think adds to the excitement of the championships, to be honest. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of great wisdom and mentorship from a lot of our upperclassmen who have great experience racing here and know how you have to ski those courses to execute great races. What I love about the venue is that it's a really fun spectator course. It's situated right kind of like on the side of their alpine hill. So it's really fun for the student athletes to get out there, cheer each other on, support each other. It looks like we're going to have a really nice weekend of racing. So the conditions should be fair and super enjoyable. And I think they are really challenging courses, because it starts the stadium's at the low point, and then you basically climb up the side of the alpine hill. It is pretty challenging terrain. And I think, to be honest, we've shown that our team does really well on challenging courses. Like we had great races at U.S. National Championships in Lake Placid, which are for sure some of the hardest courses in the country. And we have student athletes like Wes Campbell, right, who just, the harder the course, the better, because they're just really good in that sort of terrain and their strengths as a competitor. Yeah, so this is, NCAA Regional Championships is the last and final qualifier for the NCAA National Championships, and it's a battle. It's a close battle for those. Our region gets 6 spots for women, 6 spots for men. And we know it's going to be close between a lot of our women for those 3 spots that we can send, plus hopefully an alternate, and for the men as well. And so, a huge goal of ours as a team this weekend is obviously to try to win the regional championships, but also really try to send full teams there. And so just, it's about those individual student athletes that need to have those races, just being really being able to execute at the championships. So we've really approached these regionals for those athletes as their primary championship event. You have to. You can't say, okay, I'm hoping that I'm going to make national championships, so I'm going to kind of train through this. No, you really have to approach regionals as if this is your peak championship event. And so that's really what we've done in training is, approaching this as our peak, backing off the volume while we really try to maintain some high quality intensity and really giving them some extra recovery, which is the ultimate ticket to making sure that you have peak at a championship event. So, I know we're doing all the right things in training. I think our student athletes are going to be confident with that. And then it's just about being able to go there and show up and compete. It's a tough thing with our sport in that you only can send or have 3 student athletes compete in the national championship. And, we have 7 men and 8 women on our roster racing right now. And so the majority of them won't race at national championships. So the cool thing is that none of their seasons will actually end, though, after this region at regionals. Although it will be our last weekend where we're really getting to race as a full team in an NCAA race, all of our younger student athletes that are still junior age, so they're not junior in school, but they're junior as their competitive age in skiing, they'll actually get to go and race at the Junior National Championships, which will be in Cable, Wisconsin this year. So that's only a few hours away. Pretty awesome to get to race national championship event for them in mid-March there. And then a lot of our upperclassmen that don't go to NCAA national championships, they always take advantage of racing the Great Bear Chase, which, it's a marquee marathon event, not only in our region, but in the country with sometimes it has upwards of 700 participants. So it offers a really good alternative end of season competition for them. And then, obviously we've just had close to a record-breaking, it might be a record-breaking snow year. So everybody's going to be stoked to continue to ski as long as we have snow. And there's going to be some fun alternative racing that we'll continue to do all the way into April, I'm sure, this year. So, the fire is still going to burn bright for everybody. And, in the end, like, skiing is a lifelong sport, and our competitive path in skiing is a long-term journey. And so for all these student athletes, it's about stacking bricks one season to the next and just continuing to put in that work and loving the fact that we get out there and train in this amazing environment that we have every day. So yeah, the season's not going to end for a lot of these guys at regionals. They'll get to do a lot more racing regardless of what their end of their season competition looks like. And that is also going to really benefit them for their continued future as a competitive athlete, even after this year. Yeah, so regionals, we are racing Friday and Saturday this year. The reason for that is because we're going to high altitude for the national championships. So the national championships, they actually got relocated from Montana to Utah due to low snow in Montana. But Utah is also a high altitude venue, and we always try to have a good acclimatization opportunity for our central region athletes when we race at NCAA national championships in the West. So the reason we're racing Friday, Saturday is to give the NCAA championship student athletes from this entire central region an opportunity to get out west as early as possible following regionals and have a good, true, full acclimatization period for the national championships.